moonshots. So today we're going to be looking at Holochain, see what I kind of said yesterday. A little bit of unfortunate news with it, so we're going to kind of get into that, and then a little bit of hopeful news, see where it's going to be headed next. So before we get into it, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to smash that like button and hit that subscribe and bell to stay updated, and let's get this baby. So I like to start off my videos by looking at my previous videos. I say that pretty much every video. So in yesterday's video, let me kind of just well, let's just start off. So we were around right here, right, with the stochastic RSI on the 4-hour, and I said I would wait because I kind of want it to drop down to the oversold region, okay, which is, we're kind of there right now, okay. So that's what I said yesterday with the stochastic RSI, and let me get rid of that. And that's kind of what ended up happening. It was, obviously came down to the oversold area. That's what the RSI does. It goes up and down. Okay, so let's kind of take a look at what's kind of happened and why I said there is a little bit of a bad news is because if we look at the daily, okay, if we look at the daily, what I wanted, what a healthy chart or, whatever you want to call it is, we kind of wanted to keep this above the 20-day EMA. Okay, we kind of wanted to keep this chart above the 20-day EMA to be bullish, right? Obviously, every coin, not every coin, but a lot of coins come below. That's completely normal. They come below the 20-day EMA. Okay, so I'm not saying there's anything intrinsically wrong with it, but I'm just saying if we want it to be bullish, we kind of needed to maintain that. Okay, now that it's kind of, it hasn't broken it yet. Obviously, there's 2 hours and 55 minutes left, but that's what it's kind of looking like, okay? And I think that if we break this, there is a possibility that we could come to the 50-day EMA. Now, I'm not saying we're gonna come straight down because you got to think about it. The EMAs move, right? So this is probably gonna come, around right here, and that is kind of a little bit where I kind of want to get into my prediction is that, it broke this, it had a trend line going, right? It had a, upwards, that's a low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And then it had a lower low and a lower low right there, right? That's a low right there. And then a lower low right there. And then there was a little bit of a trend reversal, right? That's a low right there. And then we assumed that that's a low right there. So we kind of thought that there's a little bit of a trend reversal going, and then it broke through that trend and it's bleeding down. Okay, now something to keep in mind is that that's completely normal, and the reason that's completely normal is because the market's bleeding, right? A lot of altcoins are bleeding, so you can't, just blame Holochain as an individual. Like, yo, what is going on with you? Like, no, he's just following the other coins. Okay, so now I think in my opinion, my non-financial advice opinion, I think if you can get in around this area, around this line, I think you'll be very happy in the near future. Okay. Again, who knows how long the market correction is going to be? It might be just today. It might be, 2-3 days. It might be a week. It might be a month. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. If the market has a big correction, then there's nothing we can do to predict what will happen with this, right? We're just talking about in a stable market. I think if you get in around this level, you'll be very happy in the end, okay, in a little bit, okay? So if you want to be greedy, you can honestly, again, it depends on your level of greediness, right? If you're eager to get into Holochain, then you're looking at this level, right? I think you'll be pretty well off in the future. But if you want to play it more safe, then you can get in around this level, and then you can just keep coming down levels, and maybe you could draw a level right there, right? And then you can get in at that level. So that just depends on, okay, this is how greedy I am. No, this is how greedy I am. So that's what it depends on, okay? But if we look at the daily EMA, I think that they might meet in the middle. And hopefully this kind of, doesn't go straight down, okay? Hopefully it kind of like does a little bit like this, right? And if it does that, I think that we'll kind of meet this in the middle right there, okay? Regardless of if it meets the 50-day EMA at this level of support, right? And let's kind of take a look. That is a daily level of support, okay? Or is it weekly? Let's check. No, so that's a daily level of support. So it's pretty strong, right? So I think that there's a really, 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 really good chance, right? And I'm I'm not willing to bet that much money on it, but I am gonna say that I think this is going to happen, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but hopefully I'm not. I think there's a really good chance that we could come back and touch this level, and then we're gonna bounce straight off of it. Okay, I think there's a really good chance we're gonna bounce off that level. Okay, um, there's for sure gonna be a bounce, in my opinion. Okay, not financial advice, but I'm gonna buy here if I want to make a quick buck. Okay, I'm gonna sell. I don't know, right there. I'll make like a 20%. Okay, easy money. I think that will happen. Might not. Don't blame me. I'm sorry, but that's what it's kind of looking like to me. I think there's gonna be a big bounce. First time there's normally always a bounce, right? Because it's a daily level too. If you even look at it here, right, when it touched that level right there, that was established right there, bounced, right, and then came back down, and then I think there's definitely going to be a bounce here, okay? So hopefully it comes down here because I want to pick some up, okay? So let's look at the other metrics and see what's kind of going on. So again, in yesterday's video, I always like to be transparent and honest. I said that, I would wait because the stochastic RSI was around this region and it looked like it kept coming down, okay? Now, if you kind of take a look, right, we are in the oversold region at this bottom right here, okay? So if it bottoms out and then goes back up, there's a chance that we could come back here, and then maybe if we are still correcting with the whole market, maybe get rejected there and then come and touch back here, okay? So I think that's another possibility if the stochastic RSI is telling the truth, and sometimes it doesn't really tell the truth, but so I think that's a possibility as well, that we could come back and get rejected and then come back down if the market's still correcting. If we suddenly turn into an ultra bull market, and all the altcoins start picking up from the profits of people that made profits off XRP and Litecoin and stuff like that, then we could come back up, okay? But I'm hoping that will happen because I want to pick some up, so I'm hoping it'll come here. I'm okay with it if it comes here because I think that if we are still in the correcting, I think it'll come back down here, and then I'll pick it up right there, okay? So let's take a quick look at the RSI as well. So the RSI, if you look at yesterday's video, I told you guys that if we kind of look at this MACD daily level looked kind of suspect, right? Because it crossed, and if you look at yesterday's video, it crossed, and that's a big sell signal, okay? It's a big sell signal, and it ended up being correct. It ended up being correct, the daily MACD, and it's still bleeding, okay? And hopefully it keeps bleeding because I want to pick some up again. So hopefully this keeps coming down and down and down, right? And then the lines cross here again, maybe, and then then it'll look like that, okay? So that's what the MACD is telling us. If you look at the 4-hour, we are in the kind of the red wave region, okay? We are kind of in the red wave region. The only way is up, right? I mean, you could kind of consolidate between these levels, but eventually it's going to go up. Again, it kind of moves with the market, so you got to keep an eye on the overall market as well. But I think that, the only way kind of from here, even if you look at the history of it, right? Even if you look at the history, which doesn't have that much of a history, but if you look at the other coins, right? If you come down, you go up. If you go up, you go down. Okay, there's only two directions, it's either up or down. When you're down, you go up. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Again, on the daily though, that was a big sell signal right there. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at the daily more now. The 4-hour kind of threw us off last video because we thought that this trend reversal might hold, which it didn't. But again, that has to do with the market today, okay? So that's all I kind of want to talk about. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big like, subscribe, hit the bell, join the Telegram. Thank you guys so much. See you on the next one.